Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today, that's a loud chair, sorry. I have an updated foundation routine. I think I did my last foundation routine a year ago now. What? I'm making videos for a year? But yeah, I have my last foundation routine about a year ago. And it also included my highlight and contour. This one is also including all my highlight and contour, how I color correct, what I use to prime. I explain why and what and how, all of those details. So I hope you guys enjoy this. But before you keep watching, go ahead and subscribe. Click that subscribe button so you know when I post videos. You can click that bell as well to get a notification, and check out all the information below. I will list all the products that I use. I know I've been bad about that in some of the videos, but I'll update them and make sure that I do. And check out my blog, ninacelestesecrets.com. I will have a whole blog post about my foundation routine. I'm giving you guys a little bit more information, and the products will be there as well. So if you want to see how I get this flawless face and see my updated foundation routine, go ahead and keep watching. So I have my brows done because that takes the longest, and the primer that I love and that I use. Before I do that, let me show you like what I use on my face. Okay, so I use Murad skincare. I can do a separate skincare video if you guys want to see that. Let me know. And then I kind of like treated myself today. I use this Clay Gold Hydrating Clay Mask for dry skin. I used this mask today. You just mix it with water, you apply it, and you let it dry. And then afterwards I used my Murad toner, and I used my Murad toner, but before I did the mask, I used my Murad cleanser, then I did this mask, and then I did a lot today because I wanted to like treat myself today. I used these nose strips, and I applied 2 today. And whenever I use these, either these or the Biore, I apply them to my nose and my chin because I feel like there's a lot that those strips pull out there on my face. Okay, so the primer I'm using is in the cap sturdy, the Nivea Men Post Shave Balm. Okay, I use this. I saw Nikki Tutorials use this, and a few other people have tried this primer, and I use it because it feels moisturizing. And one of the first ingredients in it is glycerin, and glycerin is a humectant, which means it draws moisture. It attracts moisture in the air. So I use liquid foundation, so there's definitely moisture in there. So it's gonna help my foundation last a little bit longer, draw the moisture in. I don't have dry skin, I have pretty normal skin, but I would rather have overly moisturized skin than anything. I wouldn't want dry skin, so that's why I don't really use a mattifying primer, because I'd rather have dewy skin than dry. And do you see that? My eyebrows coming off? Oh no. And oh, for face moisturizer, I used coconut oil, just straight up coconut oil. Feels a little sticky now, a little tacky. So now I'm gonna go in and color correct. I use an orange color correct. I use the LA Pro Conceal and it's called Orange Corrector. I use that on my dark areas. I have darkness around my mouth, a little bit under the eyes, and then some spots here and there. brush like this, and I dampen it with my setting spray just so it helps the cream product move a little bit more, because I'm going to be blending it all in. Blended in, and it doesn't have to be perfect because we still have our foundation and concealer, but this just cuts down on how much coverage that the foundation and concealer have to do, how much work it has to do as far as covering what you want, because you're correcting, which is counteracting the color pigmentation in the areas that you don't want. Now the next thing I do is set this with a powder, and I just do it really lightly, but I find that when I don't, I'm kind of, I saw something flying in the air. I find that when I don't, all the work that I used, all the work that I did to correct kind of gets moved away in the creamy foundation. So just setting this first kind of adds a layer and secures it in place so it stays where you want. When you go over everything with your foundation and your concealer. So I think today, because I just brought this, and I have a video that I'm going to do on this powder and the LA Girl foundation, do a review of it, because I've already worn it once. But anyway, I've used this, I like this, so this is what I'm going to use to set my color correct. I've used the Banana Luxury Powder, which works great too. But I'm just going to set this, and I'm going to use the little pad that it comes with. I feel like Patrick Star. Oh my goodness. I said really lightly, right? This is a really fine powder, so even though it doesn't look like a lot, it's really like finely milled, so it is like no matter how much I put on. And I'm just gonna get a brush and dust this. I'm gonna get some of my Vaseline just to moisturize my lips. Now, foundation. I am using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. It's slightly darker than me, but I work it all out when I do my highlight and concealer. So it's a little bit darker than my skin tone right now, but I make it all work. And this is a buildable full coverage foundation. I feel like it gives really good coverage. So to blend in my foundation, I usually use a I either use one of two things. I'll use like a buffing brush that's synthetic, and I love the e.l.f. ones because they're so affordable, and when they get used up, or like the whatever that part is it the ferrule? I think that's the name. The ferrule of the brush is loose from washing it, or it's just time to go. I can just throw it out and I don't feel bad. Or I use a Real Techniques makeup sponge, complexion sponge, because they're also affordable and I don't feel bad going through them. So today I'm using this, and if you're using a makeup sponge, make sure you dampen it, because you use a dry sponge, your foundation is just going to get sucked up. So this sponge I wet through really well. I squeezed it out so it wasn't dripping, because otherwise water would be dripping on me right now. And I'm just pouncing it in, and I'm getting that full coverage from this foundation. And as I said, this foundation is a little bit darker than I'd like. I'm waiting on that Fenty foundation. I ordered it, you know. But we're gonna fix that all with concealer. Next, I'm gonna look and see if there's any more areas I want to cover maybe a little bit more. No, we're good with that. So next, you guys have seen this in probably every makeup tutorial video. This is my go-to. I got another one. This is the LA Girl Pro Conceal, and I use the shade Fawn. So I'm gonna go ham just a little bit because I need to lighten up my foundation slightly, and I use this concealer to highlight. So I go under my eyes, and I just apply straight from the applicator. And I go down the side of my nose, because this helps me start to contour my nose. I go down the sides of my nose, and then I go straight out along the shape of my eyes. So that's why I bring it in that direction. When you conceal under your eyes this way, you bring brightness to the center of your face, and that shape kind of like works better in concealing darkness or dark circles and brightening under the eye is what I want to do. And I like this best. I remember when I first started doing makeup, I would just do under the eye, but it doesn't give the full brightness as doing this shape. And then I'm doing the chin, and I'm going like on the natural curve of my chin. Then I'm going to do center. That's a lot. Just getting some off here. I'm going to do the center of my forehead to brighten there. And then I'm going to go down the bridge of my nose. And then I'm just making sure it goes over my brows. And then I'm going to go on along under the hollow of my cheeks, like right where I would contour. I'm going right under to make this stand out more, this portion of my face, so my contour comes out stronger, because I have a chubby round face. So I need all the help I can get. And this one's almost done, but I'm glad I got the other one on standby. And I'm also doing it in this area too, because like I said, this foundation is a little too dark. And I'm just gonna go from the corners of my mouth. I'm just gonna drag it down, and I'm not using as much here as I am under the eye, because I love a bright under eye. So I'm gonna go in with my sponge. to the inner portion last to give it some time to dry a little bit, slightly, not all the way. Just so wherever a concealer dries a little bit, it stays in that area a little bit more, and so it'll give you a little bit more coverage, more color. So that's why I do that. I'll start blending out the edges though, because I definitely don't want these streaks to stay. So I'm just going to go ahead and close my eyes and pounce the remaining concealer over my eyelid, because that's going to help prime for the look that I do today. So everything is blended out. Now we are going to go in with my Ben Nye Banana Luxury Powder. I use this to bake. I bake because it sets your makeup in place so it stays better looking longer. And it also, because it has that yellow color, I have a yellow undertone, it helps to brighten those areas that I concealed. So I'm going right over those areas that I concealed with my setting powder. I see there's a little creasing under my eye because I've been looking down, so I'm just patting that out. And now I'm going in to set. When you look crazy, that's how you know your face is going to be beat, right? No, I'm just kidding. But those are all the areas that I'm baking with. Now, while my bake is setting, I guess is what you would say, I'm going to set my face, the rest of my face, and I'm going to use this middle shade from the Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette in the medium dark. I'm going to use the middle shade, which they say you can use for sculpting. I'm going to use it to set my face because that's a pretty good color for me to set with. That's my complexion color. So all the areas where I don't have the bake, that's where I'm setting. Now I'm going to go in with a smaller, more tapered brush so I can get in the contour, and I'm also going to go in the areas where I just set my face, but with a little more precision. And I'm actually going to use two different colors. A contour is supposed to slim and shape your face and basically create the illusion of a shadow. Shadows are generally cool in tone, meaning they're not warm with like a reddish or orangish tone to them. This contour shade is really red and warm, which I love. It warms up the face. But I'm also going to use a little bit of this darker powder, the same powder that I use for my brows. Just a hint of this to make it look a little bit more natural and to deepen it a little bit. So first, I'm going to go in with this shade from the Black Radiance. at the top. I used to, but I don't have a big forehead, so I don't really need to bring it down. I'll dust it at the top a little bit just to give like a sun-kissed look. Warm up, because this is really warm, but I'm not gonna contour there. Now I'm gonna go in with a different brush. It's a little bit smaller, and I'm gonna just dip in there in this cooler shade to contour. And I'm only getting like since it's a round, I'm only getting the top portion of it. And now I'm going to go in with my powder brush and blend and wipe away all the extra powder and blend and keep blending so I don't get the crazy casket ready look and I just look super smooth and flawless. I'm going to just blend and melt all of these powders together. And I had all those powders on. I brushed them away, blended them away, but to really make them look more like skin and less cakey and powdery, use a setting spray. So I'm using the matte finish setting spray, and I'm just gonna spray my face all over. Okay. And that is your flawless face. Okay. I'd have to lay these edges again. That is my foundation routine. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something. And that routine is for like a flawless beat. I don't do all of that every day, every time I do my makeup, but that's just to get my flawless beat. I didn't do blush or highlight, you know, that's a given. But I just wanted to show you guys how I do my foundation. And I feel like foundation includes highlight, contour, and how you set it all to keep it all day long. So again, subscribe if you have not. I hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe right here or right here and check out this video. I think you guys will enjoy it. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.